Hello, my name is Noah Bailey, and today I will be giving a SWOT analysis of the hypothetical merger between Netflix and Apple. So I'll be identifying the internal strengths and weaknesses as well as the external opportunities and threats. So Google defines Apple as the world's largest technology by revenue. Anyone can recognize an iPhone or an iMac, and people recognize Apple TV, and we've even released the Apple AR goggles, which has released a lot of media news. And Netflix is also a very popular video subscription service, introducing a lot of popular genre shows that are able to be watched at almost any time. And so this SWOT analysis will determine if the merger could be a good business decision. As you can see, Apple and Netflix are doing both well stock-wise. They have a great global brand recognition, and they have great resources. Combining both of these resources could be a very strong opportunity for Apple and Netflix. Apple technology could be integrated into the shows, and we could see very fun things that we may not have thought of before. There's also a lot of talent in both of the companies. We would have great writers and directors coming from the Apple TV and Netflix. And by merging, you could potentially dominate the market and have a stronger recognition than HBO or Max. And these cross-platform opportunities, would Apple and Netflix have their own platforms, or would they merge to one? This is one of the weaknesses, who would be in charge of the merger in the end? Would it be Apple, since they're more of a bigger company? Another weakness is users may not react well to the merger, and also the talent and employees. If the talent leaves, that could be a big weakness, as well as a lot of users. Also, legal complexes of the merger will take a lot of time, and it's going to take focus from the higher up executives, which means that they're going to have less time being able to accepting the release of new shows. And that's what the audience wants, is new shows. And so would a new platform need to be created and programming the integration of the customers? Would you need to make new accounts? The opportunities that this merger could create is a market dominance. People are going to know both of these brand names, so it could be more popular than Hulu or Max. And also, this is a strong synergetic force. It could strongly affect the market. And, this merge could also create a digital streaming experience, a more seamless streaming experience. And it could go straight to devices, or be Netflix coming straight on Netflix devices. And it would create an even larger global audience. Having Netflix creating shows in different languages and Apple's global recognition, this could give the chance to build studios around the world, and Apple re-innovating the industry and hiring and good standards for writers. And we could even see technological innovation with the new Apple Vision, and we could have 360 movies and watching movies and television shows in our eyes, as well as we could make this a package deal. And if you buy an Apple product, then you can get a Netflix account for a month or a year. But some of the threats that could come from this merger is, the intense competition from existing streaming platforms. There's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Max, and there's Peacock, and there's a lot of other platforms that Netflix would be competing with. And so it would be important to continue to release good shows and have an offering of shows that the audience is really going to like. And also, Netflix users who aren't a fan of Apple, they could unsubscribe from the services. Another external threat would be economy inflation. If the economy is going down, then people are not going to want to spend as much money on the different streaming services. Another external threat could be writers protesting. Recently, writers and producers have been protesting because of the bad pay. And, would Apple be able to create a better community for these writers? That could be an opportunity, but the protesting is the threat. And, Netflix's new password sharing. People thought that was going to affect Netflix negatively, but it has increased Netflix's sales. So, could we see if you're using the Netflix account on an Apple, but it's on a different Wi-Fi, you could still use the account, and that could, encourage the people who left to come back to Netflix. And then lastly, people just not liking the shows offered and just having no new content that your audience is encouraged for. So some of the strategies that this potential merger could do is to use their strategies and to fully use their talent and get their best employees, the best writers, the best directors and talent and set producers to create some really innovative videos. They should also establish the boss and the managers and how the technology will look like after the merger, so there's not any confusion from the employees or customers. Another strategy they could use is bundling the offers and having Netflix offered with Apple products or vice versa. Another strategy they need to implement is teams to analyze video streaming competitors. And it's really important to see what type of shows they are offering and what is pulling your customers towards their product and what can you do to get those customers back to you. That will also go into listening to users. If you're listening to users, then they are going to, they're going to like what you're doing and they're going to think, oh, they're actually listening to me. They're a good company instead of just being corporate and doing all of this just for the money. And lastly, strong communication between all of the employees and also with your customers is important. Like I said, you don't want anyone being confused. So in conclusion, I think personally it could be a good idea to merge both of these companies and improve the Apple TV and create video studios around the world. I think that could be really innovative. So if you have, I'm curious to know what your opinion is. Please drop it in the comment section below. And also if you have any questions for me, you can also comment that below. So thank you and have a good one.